Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Red Dragon Model Works. My name is Gilbert, also known as the Red Dragon. Went to an iHobby convention here this week, and I'll have some more on that a little later on. But this is just an update on my my Cobra gunship, my AH-1F Cobra. I see that Nigel uploaded a video earlier today on Cobra gunship Revell that he got. This is also Revell. And it basically looks like that's the kit I remember. You know, the black with the flash everywhere, and just pretty bad seam lines, pretty bad fit. This kit, from looking at what he had, what he showed on his video, and what I have here, they're identical. Maybe a few things here and there, but it's just a reissue. This one was reissued in 2012. I don't know what that one copyrighted is on that one. But here's mine, Nigel. I shot it with some Israeli sand. I think I'm going to have to go with, I'm going to see if Tamiya, I know Freddie Duarte mentioned Tamiya's Israeli sand. I want to see if I can find something a little bit more in this range, like that color. This is a nice color, but this is I want to get a little bit more closer to what they did in the first Gulf War, which was almost like it had like a orangey, reddish hue to it. This doesn't have it. So, excuse me, if I can't find that, I'll just stick with this. But anyway, there's the seam lines, Nigel. And I had a heck of a time getting this piece in. As you can see right here, she sticks out just a little bit. Right there. So I might just put some epoxy sculpt in there and try to smooth that down a little bit more. So that did not fit well with mine, and I had already sanded that down some, so I didn't want to take it anymore, because then you'd have a really big gap in there. Here, you can see the gap there. Here, that's going to have to be filled, and right along there, see it? All the way down. I'm going to have to fill it. Before I put the other pieces on there, that's got to be filled in. Also, right there in the front, you see it? There's the other problem. See, none of this showed up, and we all know this. You hit it with primer, everything, the warts start to show. Right in there. All in here. That all has to be filled and sanded. Now I'm going to start doing some, this is a really ugly, this was on the sprue that way. Really big chunk of it was gone. So, but that's can be corrected. The only problem is these panels are all raised. So the minute you go to do any sanding, which I started to do here, you start losing stuff. So yeah, and here's the other thing. Right there, they decided to put their trademark, and I missed it. I was in a mode and I missed it. That trademark is right there, so I'm gonna have to get that out of there. I don't want to see that there. That's ugly. So that's got to go. I got the seams out of here, and that was okay. My rocket pods are up there. Those seam lines are gone. Those are going to be painted a little later on. You also have Nigel. That seam line, if I don't know, that's an older kit, and I remember building that one many years ago. That kit there had fit issues, but I don't know how bad it is compared to this one. This one, because it's barely noticeable, but you'll see it like right here. There's only one raised seam right there, and that's the one you're going to have to worry about. Oh, I'm sorry, there's another one here towards the end, towards the tail, right there, and you got to be careful with those two. Also, you see it right there, right by the exhaust. That's going to have to be taken care of. That can be done, but you're going to have to be careful not to lose that right there. It runs up all the way through here. That you can hide. This you can't. You're going to have to fix that. And then there's another raised panel line right there. I was going to shave those down and rescore them. I'm not going through all that. I don't know if you're going to do it, but good luck, brother. Good luck. Here, I have that. I had a heck of a time trying to fit that. And as you can see, I glued it. I had it clamped. Took the clamp off. I got a big gap in there. So I'm going to have to try to see if I can get that to sit up like that a little bit more. She's also a tail sitter. I have a weight in there, and it still wasn't enough. Here, I'll show you. Tail sitter. Now, if you're not gonna, if you don't mind, if you're gonna put it up on a on a, you know, some kind of a diorama, or you have a base on it, it doesn't matter. If you're just going to sit it down, weight the nose. She's a tail setter. This is going to be on mine. I'm going to have it in a, like in a flight mode like this here. I still have to figure out how I'm going to mount it, but I think I'm going to use a rod and then try to hide it into what Panzer Man does, you know, like with a wall there, you know, paint that up. I don't know yet. We'll see. And then I want to buy, Tamiya has a, I think it's a 172 or it might be a 148, one of the two. But it's a little technical vehicle with a machine gun in the back, and it's got a figure or two in there. That's what I'm going to pick up, because I want to have that figure, once I do it, build it up, and then split the truck in half. Have the explosion effects coming up from underneath it, the hood being blown off, the doors being blown out, a driver inside with smoke and everything, you know, he's all like that there. And then in the back, you know, have the gun, you know, like getting ripped off of its mounting, and then have the guy in the back blow him out like he's like this here being blown up. So that's what I want to do with this. So once I get this done, she's going to be set off in the side. I got to find that, but this is going to be done before Thanksgiving, because I want to try to enter this into a contest. We'll see. But there it is, Nigel. Oh, here's the other thing. I mentioned this on the reply on your site. These parts right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can lower this so you can take a good look at that, Nigel. These pieces right here. Be very careful with those. They're very fragile, Nigel. Mine were broken on the sprue. I noticed on yours they're not. But any pressure you put on there, you'll snap them. So be very careful. Also, this part here, going inside the actual turbine, there's like a little a little plug that goes inside the turbine. Make sure you do that, because this is hard to get in there. I put it in there, I sat it down, bumped it, fell off. This came down like this here, and it snapped this piece right here. So what I ended up having to do was drill in a hole, put a piece of paper clip in there, glue it back down just to strengthen it, and this is how it sits. Again, she's going to be in flight. You're not going to really notice it. So there it is. What I'm going to do now is I'm still debating. I'm going to sit it off to the side for the moment. I still got to do the cockpit. I got that here. I'm starting to get the canopy all masked off. I want to get that done. I want to weather it up and then start working on the diorama on it. What else was I going to show you, Nigel? Yeah, here's another. You see that seam line right there? Yeah. You're going to have to work those, brother. Those weren't evident until we know this. You put primer on something, all the words show. And that's what happened. But you know what? It's got some nice, this one has some nice detail in. From what I see, yours does too. So it's the same kit, just reissued. So there it is, brother. I'll link some pictures, a couple of them that Freddie sent me. And you asked any references. I looked on Google, and I just looked up Apache gunships, or I'm sorry, Cobra gunships, AH-1F, whatever, gunships in first Gulf War, and they give you the colors, the cockpits, everything else. This one here, there was a guy in the front. He had a red helmet on. There was a guy in the back with a white, and that's what I went with. And then Freddie again sent me a couple of pictures, which I'll upload them. So, all right, that's it for today, guys. Let me get back to work here, and I'll send it. Show you guys what I'm doing. Until then, man. Ciao, bros. Oh, and my Chicago Bears lost. Suck. Later, guys.